a lot of it is like, other people's insecurities being pushed on and pressure, right? Like,
So we're saying that like women go through this crazy ordeal, growing humans, and so much pressure and change on the body. Everyone wants you to have kids. You get pushed all the time to have them, but then they want you to look like it never happened.
yeah,
Like, have them and then come back to us, and I don't want to see that you've actually had one.
So this podcast is on my YouTube channel, but it is collaborated with my lovely wife, Sophie. You can find the link to her YouTube channel just in the description below. If you want to know more about pregnancy stuff, make sure you subscribe to that because you've been documenting everything in little vlogs.
Yes, I've only just recently made my own YouTube channel, which was from being pregnant, basically the lead up, trying to get pregnant, all the way to now. So if it's something that interests you more, you want to kind of get in on that pregnancy side, ask me some questions, want me to cover different things, then yeah, check out my YouTube channel as well.
Kia ora, and welcome to the Strength Block podcast.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. It's been over 4 months, and as you can see, Sophie's gone through bulking season for those of you watching. But what do you have to say?
So we are 21 weeks pregnant today, actually.
Yeah.
On the dot. So that's why we've been a bit MIA on the podcast. The first trimester for me was horrendous, actually awful. And there was no way that I would be able to do this.
Kind of just went into like survival mode of like, oh no, got to put everything in place, had to focus more on like the business, and then Sophie had to focus on making sure she was making it through day to day.
Yeah.
So it's
This took a bit on the back burner.
Yeah, but we're back into it.
Yeah.
Got that brief, like second trimester,
School.
like calm period where hopefully we can get stuff done. And then the third trimester is going to be a mystery. Hopefully it goes quite well.
It's a mystery, but currently, so just over like halfway through the second trimester, and feeling really good.
Yeah.
Feeling good energy-wise.
And I'm sure most people follow us on multiple platforms, but for those people that don't know, Sophie is pregnant with twins.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't half-ass anything around here. We don't make one baby, we make two.
That's it. And I've been documenting it on my own YouTube as well, for those that are interested in following the journey from the beginning of trying to conceive to right now.
So today's podcast is going to be more about Sophie and pregnancy. And it's an interesting one because obviously we're in the health and fitness industry. So like there's a lot of like weird assumptions about health and fitness when it comes to pregnancy, limitations people place on you, and just like it's been interesting to navigate how many different viewpoints there are on pregnancy, right?
Yeah. Man, I have a lot I can say on so many different topics here, but we'll just go through them as they come up organically, I suppose. So, there is I think there's still a lot of fear-mongering around training when you're pregnant for women. But actually what I've kind of seen through when I post to socials, because I am still training, obviously through the first trimester, I wasn't training because I was so nauseous and sick and throwing up. But the second trimester has been great. And I'm pretty much training as per, just with a few adaptations needed for the belly and the core and all that kind of thing. But what I've kind of noticed is actually when I do post to socials, it's more so the men that have something to say.
Yeah.
Not the women are quite encouraging. And I think there has been more education and information out there for women about how good it is for you if you can keep moving your body through pregnancy. And maybe that hasn't reached the men yet, as well as I know it looks weird to see. And because of that fear, not as many women have been doing it. And so you don't see it as often. So I think it's just one of those things where men see it and it looks weird. So they're like, oh, that can't be good.
And it's probably also skewed by the fact that it's like a it's a roll of the dice on how you're feeling through pregnancy. So not only is there less women training and putting it out there whilst being pregnant, but some are incapable of it, right? Like some people are just so sick for 9 months straight that asking them to do anything more than get through their day is too much. So you got like this limited amount, and it adds to this narrative that like a pregnant woman is fragile.
Yes, as well as, not everyone owns a gym like we do, where I can film my stuff all the time and put it out there. A lot of people aren't making content when they're pregnant if they don't have the space, or they're not comfortable in their bodies or appearance, and that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, maybe we just don't see it enough, but I think it is becoming, it's getting out there more.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And would you say it's both men that are a bit judgier over it, as well as like the older generation, right? Like,
Yeah, I think the men think of it as not being safe, potentially. That seems to be the general consensus. And maybe the older generation, I don't think they come, well, yeah, I have had a few like safety comments from older generation, but more so they think it's unnecessary and that you should just put your feet up and do nothing. Just relax. Hello? Yeah, just stop.
unfortunately, you can't do this. This is why we don't have single earning households anymore, right? I'm sure you would love to just relax and glide through your pregnancy.
Yes, don't exercise.
Like my biggest stress over this whole ordeal is that we're losing half of the workforce of Strength Blog, right? Like raising children, super excited about it. Running a business by myself, not so excited about it, right? Like that's my actual freak out.
Yeah.
And at least like it's a bit better because it's like you are a professional, so people believe you.
True.
Right? When you tell them it's fine. I'm sure if someone's like just a normal, like gym bunny, and she becomes pregnant, it's a little less convincing. Whereas like at least you get to speak with a voice of like authority, right?
And there is a lot of research out there, and there's new research coming out all the time. So you can research it yourself if you want to about the benefits, not just at not being bad, but the actual benefits that come with moving your body and still being able to lift weights. You can still control pressure. The Valsalva maneuver is fine. There's been no issues with it harming the baby or the mother. And we just get more and more information out there for the women of how great it is for you.
Yeah, women aren't as fragile as we like to pretend they are.
No.
And also just to like add to this for like the gym bros that think about like, your health, and we're thinking about like our heirs, our sires. It's like, so women that resistance train through pregnancy, this is something I've learned. I am no expert on any of this. Is like a higher level of like turning on like so epigenetics, so it's the expression of genes. So if a mother is training through pregnancy, the babies will end up with a higher level of muscle mass. So it actually is beneficial long term
For the baby.
for the baby.
As well.
So if you want a jacked, strong baby, as any gym rat bro wants,
Yeah.
let your better half train through pregnancy.
It also helps with like recovery, so and labor. So it's been shown to help you have an easier time through labor and also in the recovery process postpartum as well, if you stay strong and move a lot through pregnancy.
I think like just in general, and this is from us being like strength coaches for as long as we have, like a lot of vulnerable like demographics are less fragile than we think they are. Like for the longest time, I thought like if you were training as a man in your 60s, you're never going to be able to get that strong. And now I know you can get strong. It just takes longer. You aren't actually that limited, and you can train in the same way as long as you're doing it safely, right? So it's like older people are not as fragile as you think they are. And then the same goes on the other end of the spectrum, right? Like children are not as fragile as you think they are. They can be throwing around weights and having fun. And in fact, they're more durable than we are. Yeah. And then we've already seen just in non-pregnant women that like you can train heavy, train what used to be considered like a dude, right? Now it's just general training. And yeah, pregnant women are resilient, right? Like you are nature has designed you to do this. Like,
And most of the time, you can feel it in your own body if something doesn't feel correct
Yeah.
or something needs to be altered. So, yeah, it's not like you don't know anything. You can feel things if you need to adjust.
and like I always shout from the rooftops that I think you're tough as nails, right? To the point that it's like I think you could overdo it, right? Like I know you well enough that you don't communicate pain like that much. You grit your teeth and you get it done, whether that's sickness, training, whatever it is, fatigue. So I think there is like a normal thing for guys as like partners, to worry about it, but it's also we're we're not experiencing what you're experiencing, as well as like sometimes like you just have to shut up, right? Like, and I've had to learn how to do it, right? Like I've been a coach for longer than you, so often I will have these moments of like I've been doing this for longer, so maybe my experience is greater than yours. But in this, I'm an onlooker and I have to trust you. And I think that's a good way for other dudes to look at it, right? Like you don't know what the hell. Don't assume that a woman can't do something.
And in this situation, I have actually pulled back on the training as well. So, like shorter sessions, not as much progressive overload, just kind of what feels good, where I can add weight, I do. Not like completely top numbers, I've reduced them down a bit. So I don't feel the pressure either from the opposite side of having to also exercise and go hard as well, which I think a lot of women get that, they feel the pressure from that side. But I'm very kind of balanced and chill in my training anyway. So I'm happy if I don't feel good, like especially in that first trimester. If I don't feel good, I don't train, or if I'm nauseous, I don't train. I just do what feels good at the time without any kind of pressure in the gym.
And this is always what I come back to with like fitness is supposed to like add to your life, but it can't be your whole self identity because there are multiple times where you're going to have to pull back. Most of us experience injury at some point and you can't train like you used to, or I don't know, work stressful and you've gone from training 5 times a week to once a week, quality of training's down and you're becoming depressed because you can't train. It's like you need the emotional resilience of being able to pull back and and realizing it's not a big deal, right? Like there might be a time in your life where you can push again and it's just not now.
Seasonal thing.
You were able to pull back well, you didn't really have an option. You were so sick in that first trimester, right?
Yeah, that's true.
How are you been feeling about the body changes?
So I feel like it's pretty amazing to see the butt grow. And we just had our scan, a 20-week scan, and the babies are way bigger than I expected them to be. So when I've been feeling movement, I've been like, I think there's like one here and one here. And she's like, okay, so the head's over here, the legs are over here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no wonder. They like take up my whole stomach. So I pretty much put on like around 7 kgs. I used to track my weight before. I haven't actually been tracking macros or food during pregnancy at all. I feel at this stage pretty relaxed and chill with the physical changes in my body. I'm sure as I get into that third trimester, maybe I'll be like, oh, so uncomfortable. But physical appearance wise, I'm actually loving the bump, like watching the bump grow and dressing the bump. It's actually other people who have kind of put that negative thought pattern probably in there. Like I've had
Projected on you.
say to me like, you'll bounce back really quick. Like I'm only in my second trimester and we're talking about bouncing back.
Yeah.
I haven't kind of expressed any negative points to do with growing or getting bigger or putting on extra weight. So it's weird that someone would tell me you're going to bounce back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's like, a lot of it is like, yeah, other people's insecurities being pushed on to and pressure, right? Like,
So we're saying that like women go through this crazy ordeal, growing humans, and so much pressure and change on the body. Everyone wants you to have kids. You get pushed all the time to have them, but then they want you to look like it never happened. Have them and then come back to us, and I don't want to see that you've actually had one.
yeah, you need to pretend, or you need to look like you never had one.
That's crazy. Like, you shouldn't have to pretend or try and get back to that pre-pregnancy body anyway. You know, there shouldn't be that kind of pressure.
It's like, this has been forever. So Sophie and I recently, she watched for the first time like the Kill Bill films, and Uma Thurman like got into training 6 weeks postpartum after having her baby. And while she was filming, there are notes that she's doing well, but she could be 15 pounds, which, what is it, like 7 kgs lighter. You look at Uma Thurman, and you would never know that that woman who's doing all of her own stunts, all of her own fighting scene,
I bet that was the night.
hasn't bounced back correctly.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the 90s. That was like 2010, 2012, somewhere around there. So yeah, the societal pressure is insanity.
Yeah. I definitely I think, you know, I want to rebuild. I want to recomp after I'm done kind of breastfeeding as well. Like, I think if people breastfeed to lose weight, but you also need to eat enough for your supply. So you want to try and prioritize feeding your babies afterwards. But people who suddenly drop all this weight, a lot of the time it's actually done in an unhealthy way under the guise of I'm too busy to eat because I have kids now.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, needing to fuel the mum as well. And that's not me. Like, I've always been a good eater and I'm really kind of nutrient conscious. So it'll be important for me to make sure the babies are getting the nutrients they need. I'm getting the nutrients I need. And maybe if I do want to lose some body fat, it'll be a slightly slower process, but either way, it'll be a healthy process and done in a healthy way.
And I will always make sure you eat. You see,
Damien and his whole family of feeders.
that's like I might be nice about the training stuff, but as my insurance policy, I would have fattened Sophie up way more than this if she gave me the opportunity to like look after her nutrition. I'm like, grow strong babies, keep eating. But yeah, I think it's like you have to think of like you'll be feeding 3 things. Yeah, it's right. But then it's like, I know there are some things that get to you. Like, one of the things that I also think is like very much a stress that ladies put on ladies is like stretch marks.
Oh, yeah.
Because like, I have been around some absolutely horrific misogynistic men. I have never ever heard of anyone complain about stretch marks. That is like a girl thing.
No one's kicking you out of bed for stretch marks.
Yeah.
They put your clothes through.
Yeah, oh my gosh, you've got stretch marks, right? Like,
Yeah, it is quite a female run thing. But I got a lot of stretch marks from puberty, and I think a lot of women do have them around their glutes and the hips from just growing. And I have some like beautiful oils and moisturizers that I'm normally terrible at moisturizing.
he's so good at that.
Like, I never moisturize my body, which is terrible. But I've been actually really good. And it's kind of nice because, one, I am trying to keep the skin hydrated and prevent stretch marks where possible. But also, that is quite a genetic thing, the stretch marks. So you can do all you can topically, but a lot of the time it's just genetics. So for me, also carrying twins, I expect there will be some, more probably towards the end. So I will do what I can. I don't like the idea of getting them, but I'm also like, it'll be inevitable. Yeah.
But yeah, like the going back to being like such a girl thing that they focus on, it's like I had like an ex-girlfriend that complained about her stretch marks, and it was only through her complaining about her stretch marks that I realized like I've got stretch marks on like my pecs from working out. But I'd never even, I was like, oh, is that what those things are? You know, like it had never been like a negative thing. I was just like, yeah, that's what it is.
I think mostly, like, it's most of the time women get them, so it's quite a female thing. Guys can get them, but a lot of the time it's a female thing, and I think that's why females are so thing on it.
Yeah, but guys don't care. We could go down the cellulite way as well. Like I think that's also a bit of like a girl fear.
Again, that's because guys don't really get it.
Yeah, maybe.
How bad to be you?
Maybe it's also because I'm like really blind, so it's like everyone has like beautiful, smooth skin to me. Like
Damien always looks at me with a soft focus off.
we have like some like especially like Sophie's clients, like because I never get that close to them, I don't know if they're like 30 years old or 60 because I don't see like wrinkles and faces and stuff. I'm just like, that's a girl.
I do think one of the interesting things with, I hate using the term fitness people, feels cringy, of us being like fitness people, is when people hear that we're about to have children, some people really want to take you down a peg as though the lifestyle change is something we don't know about. People see us working out and all that kind of stuff as like a privilege that we don't understand we have because we've got like time and space. And I really think part of it is like in their narrative, they're trying to give themselves reasons on why they can't do it so that when they see people like us, it's very easy to put us in a different box. And they're hoping that once we have children, we become like them. It's not really them wishing ill on us. And I think it's done subconsciously, but it's just so that you can live in your little bubble rather than confronting the fact that maybe you do need to start doing stuff, right?
Obviously, having kids brings a hard element into it. You're not just thinking about yourself and your time, you're thinking about your kids, and they're the priority as well. But obviously, we're nearly 40, first of all. When we were thinking about having kids, like this obviously wasn't a surprise pregnancy. It was completely planned and tried for.
It was a surprise double
It was,
pregnancy.
yeah, it was a surprise double. But the, what was I going to say? You threw me off.
It was a planned pregnancy.
Yes, so it was a planned pregnancy. So these are things we seriously considered when deciding whether to have kids or not. Is, can we adapt to that lifestyle change? Is this something we want or are willing to do? So it's not like we haven't thought about it and it's, a surprise.
And also, like the thing about it, I understand it looks very easy thinking like you guys pretty much live inside a gym. It must be easy to work out.
I try not to
But
be honest.
yeah. But it's like we are entrepreneurs with a physical brick and mortar business that have been navigating a cost of living crisis in New Zealand. Like,
If we live there, it's because it has overheads that we are constantly trying to meet.
we are very used to deprioritizing training to get shit done. Like, we're used to operating under stress, being overworked, underpaid. And it's like, I think there's probably less wiggle room in our life than people. And I'm aware on social media, it would seem like the dream, right? If you're a person that's into fitness, like, oh, but you're just in the gym, you just go downstairs. But like, our lifestyle is already one in which we often need to deprioritize training in order to look after other things because we are, again, like Sophie said, almost 40. We have real life priorities, real life responsibilities, and allowing yourself to not always be in peak physical condition. You're training not to be always optimal,
Yeah.
not always having time for these perfectly programmed training sessions.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
that
normal.
life goes like this, and there's seasons for everything, right? So we're well aware of that.
If I'm never in as good shape like post babies as I am right now, that's fine. It's a different chapter, you
And
know.
it's not saying that you actually can't be as well. Like lots of mums and dads get into like amazing condition after having babies still, like go back to training. I think it's what you prioritize, how much help you have as well available to you, like your partner, your family, that kind of thing. If it's something you prioritize and you can do it, like we will obviously communicate with each other. We both want to exercise for our mental health, physical well-being. This is your gym time, this is my gym time, and it's something we will try and work into our new schedule, flexible schedule, because yeah, it's a priority.
It is a
without
priority.
the pressure as well.
Yeah. And if some weeks you don't make it, some weeks you don't. If you do, you do. It's perfectly fine. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, we're going to leave it at that. But if you do want to take some of this financial stress off me as I barrel towards trying to run this business without the backbone of it known as Sophie, the person that looks after all of the responsibilities my lack of executive function doesn't like to handle, you can help us out by jumping on our app. We will never ask for money, but we will sell you a subscription to our app, which I personally think is one of the best workout apps you will find from in New Zealand. It has a 14-day free trial, and if you use the code SB podcast, you'll get 20% off your first month.
Yeah. We are constantly doing updates to it as well. Damien's been going ham on the updates while I've been so sick, and now we've introduced single workouts. So just to quickly cover what those are. Previously on the app, we've had full progressive plans, strength training plans to follow that are like 3 or 4 days a week, 6, 8, 12 weeks that you add into your calendar and you follow it. If you are not ready to commit to doing a whole periodized plan, or you are in between training blocks, or you just want to add workouts as you go, then now we have single workouts. So you can add the deadlift day, or you can add like an arms and glutes day, or whatever we've got. There's lots of different ones. There's over 20 single workouts, and you can now add those into your calendar as well.
We got more on the way. But yeah, that's all you hear from us today. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little spiel about Sophie's pregnancy, and we will catch you next time. Ciao.